Hey guys, TC here from the Christian Gaming Channel, bringing you a brand new episode of Super Mario 64 DS. The last episode was cut short, due to, gonna be honest, temper was starting to get a little, very upset with that slide stage. Enough to the point where I had to intentionally just stop recording because it was just upsetting me a lot. And yeah, I just don't care for the stage, quite frankly. It's a very miserable stage to play. But, thank the Lord that he got me through this recording, because that stage is enough to drive you up a wall sometimes. I digress, though. Yeah, I hope this commentary is going to be better than my commentary as of late, because I've been starting to feel a little burnt out. And I think that's purely because I haven't been taking too many breaks. And a side note to that, I'd like to say sorry, Rumble viewers, for you not knowing about that break. Unfortunately, Rumble doesn't have community post options, so I can't really notify you on what exactly is going on all times. And at that point in time, I just did not want to make a video at all. And yeah, it's just was not having a good time with that. Anyways, this is going to be post-commentated, as you could clearly tell. I completely scrapped the original audio recording for this video because no good. I was feeling burnt out. I was miserable because I had to play this stage, and it was just not good commentary. And I just did not approve of it. I wasn't saying anything bad necessarily, I just sounded tired and just kind of done with it because this slide is just not fun. And pairing that with what a part of OCD is, for those of you who don't know, that's a obsessive compulsive disorder, if I'm not mistaken. It varies person by person to a point. Some people get the neat freak part of it, which is the common look, but there's other parts to it as well, where some people have intrusive thoughts. Not necessarily bad ones, just if you were to wear, I don't know, a blue shirt for instance, something bad could happen, like someone could steal your cake or whatever. Just, that's more of a lighthearted analogy, but you get the point. And they're hard to deal with at times. Yeah. It's just not a fun time to deal with, and when you're trying to record a video and you're trying to show all aspects of the game and you're peddling your own mind while you're doing it, it's hard. I thank the Lord I'm able to do it, because it's only by God's grace that I can do this. Because it is a very difficult thing to deal with at times, to the point where it can shut you down and you're just kind of sitting there in a corner just hoping the bad thing that's unreasonable doesn't happen, because in the time you're dealing with it, it does seem very real. Not like a hallucination kind of thing, but you do think that that bad thing that would never happen actually would happen, even though it's completely unreasonable. But enough about mental disabilities. This is a Mario game. The slide is a very tricky thing. The problem with the slide is these wooden slats? I think they're called slats, or slopes, whichever you want to call them. They can get you into a belly slide, which you can't jump out of, and that is the entire issue with this stage. The belly slide is an unrecoverable position to be in, as well as being inept at playing the game. That's recoverable, but a whole lot harder to get through. You want to make sure you're sliding on the character sliding on their butt and not their stomach, otherwise they can't jump. And for some reason, Yoshi just kept sliding on his stomach, and I don't know why he kept doing it. I tried different ways of getting onto the wooden slopes and everything, it just would not work. It's only because the good Lord it worked with Luigi, to be honest, because I just could not get anything working, and you can see, ground pounding kind of guarantees you get that butt slide, which is good. When you get to this one jump coming up though, that you saw me fall into the pit last time, make sure you hold forwards. Do not rely on momentum. Momentum will not get you there at all. You have to go all the way, like that. And then it gets you right to the end. In other words, in news though, I'd appreciate it if you guys could leave feedback. And this is not for the reason most YouTubers ask for. I don't care about the engagement or getting more, you know, recommendations from YouTube. That's not why I'm asking. I genuinely want to know if you guys, how do I put in the words? Words are hard. I want to know what you guys think of the video quality. You know, areas where I could improve, or areas where I'm doing fine as it is right now. Because I don't want to say all YouTubers don't listen to their audience, because there are many that do care about what their audience has to say, but I genuinely want to put forth the best product I can. Both for you guys as well as, since this is the Lord's channel and not mine, in a way. I want to put out my best for God as well. I don't want to put out subpar quality stuff, which is why I took that week-long break to begin with, because I was getting burnt out, and my commentary was just getting terrible. In my point of view, anyways. It might have just been perfectly fine in your guys' eyes, I don't know. I tend to be too harsh on my own quality when it comes to creative works. Yes, I would genuinely appreciate the feedback on that. And game-wise, we just made a precision ground pound onto a Goomba. It was like a tactical airstrike from Luigi there. We need Mario because we need to use the wing cap in order to get the 5 secrets, which is just those coin rings up in the sky. They're not very well hidden, but wing cap is wing cap and it's never fun. Playing the game, Mario 64 is extremely fun. Wing cap, however, is just kind of a weak power-up in my opinion. There's a mod for a game, for Mario 64, the original game. Decompilation-wise anyways. I'm not going to get further into that because Nintendo does not like people having fun with their games outside of their systems. I digress, that's a whole other topic to go on. But yeah, there's a moveset mod for the decompilation for a specific version that lets you basically control the wing cap like the Galaxy Red Star works, and it is so much better to play with. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you probably agree with me on that. Has anybody seen the rumors on the Switch 2, by the way? I'm kind of curious as to what the system's honestly going to look like, because there's so many things swirling around about it, and it does seem to have a definite 2025 release, you know, year at the very least.
Let's go.
I'm kind of hoping this is just what I want to do. Once everybody starts wanting to get the Switch 2, they'll start dumping their old Switch games, and that means I can just, you know, get the Switch games I've been meaning to get on the cheap. Because me as a Wii U owner, I own Donkey Kong Country and New Super Mario Bros. On the original system, and I don't want to pay full retail price for ports, you know? It just doesn't feel right to pay for maybe $20 or $40 game nowadays, and paying for $60 just to have it on Switch. Arguably, when they released, they should have been $30 or $40 instead, because they existed previously on an older Nintendo system, so you really don't have any right to charge that much for it. Of course, Nintendo did, but the point is, I don't think you should have to pay that much for that kind of game, especially for support. And considering how little the DKC port added, and how botched the controls are for New Super Mario Bros. U on Switch, they should have really charged less. Quite frankly, New Super Mario Bros. U for Switch is a downgrade from my understanding. Although you can input that code that allows you to re-enable the old school controls, which are so much better. And side note, for those of you who haven't played Mario 64 before, jump into water if you are low on health. It refills it, which is a nice bonus. But yeah, the ports are kind of lesser versions to a point, with the exception of Tropical Freeze, because it's equally as good with just an easy mode added into it, which is fine. The thing with easy mode in games, in my opinion, is they're great for people who have much experience with games, or for, you know, younger kids. Me personally, I grew up playing Crash Bandicoot 1, the original PlayStation 1 version. I'm accustomed to hard games, so really Tropical Freeze is just perfectly fine for me. And I kind of see easy mode as a little cheap. I won't put anybody down for using easy mode. If they're enjoying the game playing easy mode, let them have it, you know? If they're enjoying it, that's all I care about. But for me, I want challenge. I want a game that, you know, gives me a run for my money in a way that just most modern games don't. If you play a modern Mario game and then go back and play something like Super Mario Bros. 3, there's a difficulty gap. I mean, Super Mario World is closer to the modern titles in that sense, and that's my favorite Mario. So difficulty isn't the end-all be-all quality standard in that sense. But, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the quality of the ports. Anyways, moving on, because I completely lost that track. We're going to get a 1-up from a butterfly, which is extremely rare. Almost as rare as that 1-up from the Piantas in Rico Harbor. Probably equally as, you know, out of the way too. Regardless, this mission right here is pluck the piranha flower, where you have to destroy all the large piranha plants. Not the small ones in Tiny Island, but in Huge Island you have to destroy them all. And we're going to do a quick cut because I did a dive when I should have just not. So I will meet you guys back there. Please, Pixel, cut the frame right here. Okay, here we are. Back here with the piranha plants. Luigi's butt caught fire. I don't quite understand this mission. There's not too many missions where you have to defeat a certain number of enemies and Luigi just died. You know, quite frankly, I kind of forgot that part was there. No matter. It should be a fairly easy trip back. Come to think of it, I've 100%ed each new Super Mario Bros. Game. I'm not saying that to brag, I'm just... interesting thought, because I was just talking about New Super Mario Bros. U for Switch. Honestly, the amount of Switch games that are ports from the Wii U and not original to the Switch is kind of strange to me. I mean, even if you think of a remake as well, like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, that's still technically a port at the end of the day. The amount of original Mario titles for Switch kind of feels lacking to a point, because they're either remakes, ports, or sequels. Odyssey's technically an original Mario title, it has that going for it. But Super Mario Maker 2, it's just a sequel to the first Super Mario Maker. And I've seen people argue both ways on one or the other being better. And quite frankly, I could see that, because Mario Maker 1 has certain aspects and features to it that Mario Maker 2 just does not have. And the same can be said the other way around as well. But in general, the Switch does not have too many original Mario titles. It has no original Donkey Kong titles. Even with Donkey Kong Country Returns coming to it. That's just a port of a Wii game, which is ported to the 3DS, and they're using the 3DS version as base, so it's a port of a 3DS game. It's not original. I just don't understand it. Like, I understand Wii U games are great, but Nintendo's amount of original output for the Switch when it comes to Mario titles in specific, because that's kind of where my main area of interest is, isn't very much. No original Donkey Kong games, which is a very big shame in my opinion, because those are really fun. No original 2D Mario games until Wonder has come out. I just don't get it. There's no original Mario Kart. I can't complain about that too much. 8 Deluxe is fun, although I will say it has gotten way too easy with the last update they did. I can have hard mode CPUs, and I could use a terrible kart combination and I could still win. I just don't get it. Also, Tip Top of the Huge Island. If I'm not mistaken, you need to be in Huge Island for this because the question mark block is only available on that one. Exclamation block, my bad. But it's just, Nintendo just doesn't feel the same as they did back in the Wii U era. They were putting out tons of original, quality content. Minus Mario Party 10. From what I've heard, I can't judge the game myself, I haven't played it. But it's Car Mechanic Mario Party, which isn't typically good. Again, I haven't played it, so I can't judge it. But I'm kind of hesitant to, although I may one day pick it up just to try it out. Maybe I'll let's play it, maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to approach our final star of this video, and I hope you guys don't mind my constant ranting, but I just had a lot to talk about apparently. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good Christmas as well, and I thank you guys for at least putting up with that break I had to take. Remember, Jesus loves you, Christ is King. Bye everybody.